inspirational sessions. Today is the third day of this faculty development program organized by Bharat Institute of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. Today we have two very learned and qualified speakers for the two sessions. But before we go through into further, let us have a quick recap of yesterday's sessions. Yesterday, Dr. Debashish Das from IIT Jodhpur gave a very insightful session exploring the convergence of generative AI and edge intelligence, highlighting how these two cutting edge technologies can complement each other to enable innovative applications. The session focused on the technology's potential, challenges, and future outlooks. The key takeaways of these sessions were synergy of generative AI and edge intelligence that opens up avenues for real time, secure, and context aware AI applications, as well as the collaboration between software developers, hardware designers, and data scientists is critical in overcoming the current challenges. He also emphasized the need for continuous research and innovation in lightweight, efficient AI models. The second session of yesterday was by Mr. Sitaram Tadepalli on demystifying AI, the next frontier, which focused on explaining artificial intelligence in a simple and accessible way while exploring its current applications, challenges, and potential future impact. The session aimed to bridge the knowledge gap for both technical as well as non technical audiences. The key takeaways of the sessions were AI that was a transformative technology with immense possibilities but requires thoughtful implementations, the collaborations between policymakers, technologies, and society, which is essential for an AI powered future, and everyone that can play a role in shaping the AI landscape by engaging in ongoing learning and ethical discussions. So, not to delay any further, let's welcome our guests for today. But before that, I would like to invite our respected convener of the FDP, Dr. Papia Datta ma'am, for taking up the session upcoming.
Thank you, sir. Welcome all the participants to this session, and I welcome Dr. Yogan Jayakumar, sir, from Malaysia. Dr. Yogan Jayakumar, sir, is an associate professor at the Department of Intelligent Computing and Analytics, Faculty of Information and Communication Technology, University Technical Malaysia, Melaka. He earned both his bachelor's degree and master's degree from University Sains Malaysia in the field of mathematical science in the year 2003 and 2005. He joined the Center for Affiliate and Diploma Program, Multimedia University, as assistant lecturer in 2006. He was then offered a professor position at UTM in 2008. He went on to complete his PhD studies at University Technological Malaysia in 2014 in the field of computer science under the supervision of Professor Dr. Naomi Salim. His research involves in the field of text mining, information extraction, and artificial intelligence applications. Dr. Yogan has great passion to apply the knowledge and skills he acquired to support general communities' well-being. He is currently working on a project titled Deep AI aimed at helping people with autism and other disabilities to enhance and promote their artistic talent. Thank you, sir, for this session. Please, you can start your session now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Papia, for the introduction. A very good evening to all the participants and the organizer, and of course, to special thanks to Bharat Institute of Engineering and Technology for the invitation. I'm happy to be joining all of you for your program. I believe this is a wonderful program. And at the beginning, I saw the introduction, a brief introduction, the video introduction about your institute. Okay, I'm quite pleased that a lot of things have been done, and I believe there are great talents coming from your institute, and particularly from India as well. And again, I'm Yogan from Malaysia. For today's session, what I will do before that, let me share screen so that you can see. Just give me a moment. Okay. Can you see my slide? Yes, to confirm.
Yes, sir, visible, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, for today's sharing session, I'll be talking on applying AI and data analytics, connecting research with community impact. These are the three topics which I will share today. The first is on the basic of data analytics and AI research. Okay, and after that we'll go into how data analytics will be useful for higher learning institutions. And the remaining presentation, we'll be looking at some of the projects at UTM. Okay, UTM, for your information, is the institute where I belong, University Technical Malaysia Melaka, or in short, we call it UTM. Okay, let's start. I believe the audience today, some of you might be already in this research area, data analytics and AI, and some of you might be new to it. So my presentation will basically cover the broad area of these domains. And data analytics, we know there are various types of data analytics. One of these most straightforward, or I would say useful, okay, although it is simple but useful, is descriptive analytics, okay, by looking at various data from the past and even the current data, and how can we get some insights from this data, okay. And another type of analytics is predictive analytics, okay. Yes, we have previous data, we have collected, lots of data, and we want to use this data to make prediction. Okay, these studies will come under predictive analytics. Okay, to predict events, or even to predict the occurrence of certain agenda. Okay, and the third one is prescriptive analytics. Okay, this is not only to predict, but it recommends what could be the optimized solution, okay, based on the previous data, and it will suggest, okay, the optimized solution based on certain constraint. Okay, we look at some example later on, okay, and all of this is actually is coming on data mining, okay, the area of data mining. So as all of we all know, data mining, we focus on discovering hidden pattern, okay, from data. So data could be anything, you can name it. It could be information regarding a bank transaction, okay, information from your web, okay, information from social media, okay. So whatever data we are dealing with, the above three analytics, okay, can be applied. These are the common data analytics steps which we usually perform, okay, from the basics which I mentioned, descriptive analytics, and then going into predictive, and of course, to suggest or give us some optimized solution is going to be prescriptive analytics. Okay, by comparing these three, we'll start off with the focus. Okay, the focus of descriptive is to understand past and present event or information. And like we discussed earlier, predictive is to forecast what's going to happen next. And prescriptive analytics is of course will give us a better solution, okay, based on the available information. And again, the question with regards to descriptive is going to be what happened, okay, based on the given information. And predictive will be what's going to happen. Okay, we want to predict what will happen if we have such occurrence of data, okay, in any given situation. And prescriptive is what should we do next, okay, if such event or data is given in such a condition. Okay, and for each of these, of course, we have the techniques which we usually use, and descriptive we usually visualize in terms of graph for reporting. Okay, and this graph, although this could be a very simple way to broadcast the information. Okay, organization, top management, they prefer to look into descriptive data so that it gives them a straightforward insight of what's happening. Okay, and for predictive analytics, there are various techniques. Okay, what you see here is just an example. There are many more techniques, and usually you apply regression or machine learning model or any other AI model. And for predictive, as we know, we need to find a recommendation to the given problem, so giving us an optimized solution. So optimized techniques could be one of the solutions used in these types of analytics. And again, the decision support is to summarize again here. For descriptive is to get insight into past events, and predictive is to basically obtain the prediction for decision making. And the suggestion for best way to move forward is giving some recommendation, okay, from predictive analytics. Okay, let's move on. Okay, in this slide, what you can see is usually, okay, in any level of study or even in any organization, okay, most of the application will require descriptive data, okay, because this is already available data, okay, and usually it's conveyed through graph or even dashboard to discuss what's happening, okay, and then for prediction, okay, using whichever method, let it be regression, forecasting, or even machine learning. Okay, it's to predict what's going to happen based on the given scenario, and for telling us what we should do is, of course, giving us the recommendation on what could be the best solution for the given problem. Okay, I'll give an analogy. Okay, just like we're driving a car. Okay, here, like at my hometown or even the place where I stay, traffic jam is always a constant. Okay, we know that if I'm coming out from home at this particular time, okay, whether I'm going to reach my destination on time or is it going to delay further. Okay, so our concern is like how many cars were there on the road. Okay, which road were the busiest. Okay, what times were the most congested. Okay, I think all of us, okay, if we are driving, this is the information which we know. Okay, and this is actually telling us what's going on. Okay, so next, most of us are equipped with smartphone. Okay, we are using some application. Okay, I'm not sure what application you usually use back in India, but here in Malaysia, usually we use Waze. Okay, it's the preferred application for us to travel on road. Okay, so like this, okay, Waze application is going to tell us what would be the time which will take for us to reach our destination. So it predicts the time. Okay, so this type of analytics is considered under predictive analytics, which tells us what is going to happen. And above that, okay, if we don't only predict traffic, okay, but if it gives us the best route or the best direction to reach our destination, okay, that is going to be prescriptive analytics on what we should do. Okay, so looking at this information, we can see that as an application which we use using our mobile, okay, let it be Google Maps or Waze, okay, we actually include these types of analytics, okay, from the processes which you see here. This is a simple example for those who are new to this area, okay, at least you know the various type of analytics, how useful it is in these different scenarios. Okay, so next, we have seen about data analytics. Okay, there's lots of techniques which can be applied. Okay, and AI is nothing new in this case. Okay, AI is closely related to the data which we analyze, how we analyze, and what information we seek from this data. Okay, so here you can see that looking at the example of application, search engine, okay, your YouTube, okay, all, I mean, even myself, my children here, they're using YouTube, and then it is so convenient that each time they view a channel, they get recommendation based on the type of channel they view. Okay, you know, if they are looking at cartoon, then probably there are more videos on cartoon being recommended. Okay, you'll see that it's very useful. Okay, instead of you searching for videos, most of the preferred videos are being displayed as the next option. Okay, and of course you have self-driving vehicles. This is already available, although in terms of commercial vehicle, we don't see much yet. Okay, but it's already there. And language translation is also widely used and very useful application. Recently, I attended a conference in Thailand, and then when I checked into the hotel, the receptionist they understood what I was saying because I was communicating in English, but immediately they could not respond back. So what they did, they took their mobile phone and mentioned. Okay, they mentioned quickly something in Thai language, and then immediately they showed to me the screen of their mobile, which translate from Thai to English. Okay, so all this application is now very useful in different places and for different needs. Facial recognition is also one of the important application in various places, even sometimes in universities. You have facial recognition application. And of course, in other areas such as airport and different places where security is much a concern. In computer games, also, you see AI application is already there. Okay, and of course, one of the important and useful, I would say, even although it's not something new, but it's been there for some time. But it's useful is the email which we read every day. You'll see a bunch of email going into your spam box. Okay, and I would say in my case, almost 95% of those listed in the spam box are definitely spam mails. Okay, so we can see here. Okay, there are more, of course. Okay, by just looking at these examples, we see that how AI or even AI which use the processes of data analytics, okay, and gives us, okay, useful application which is our daily life or even the work we do. Okay, so if you look back many years ago, okay, AI and the need for AI started as a system to actually support human operation. Okay, a machine which perform human tasks. Okay, that's how it started until to what you see today it has gone far beyond than that. Okay, so let's go through this together. Okay, the term machine learning. Okay, when you refer to AI, the term machine learning is always coupled together. Okay, so why we need machine learning? To teach algorithm to learn patterns. Okay, and then from this pattern, right, we can even make classification. Okay, even categorization. Okay, clustering. Okay, lots of application for machine learning, and of course, deep learning is part of machine learning as well. Okay, but only thing is you have a multiple neural network. Okay, layers to perform even complex tasks such as image recognition. Okay, and even now, your LLM models as well. So deep learning is a useful application with regards to AI and NLP. Okay, as I mentioned to you, the communication, which covers broad areas of language, is not only saying that it's is from a different region or country, even within the same country. Sometimes we have, users using code switching, or they mix. Okay, they use English, or probably English and Hindi. They combine, and how this application can process this type of data. Okay, so all these advancements have been going on, and it's you can see with the application of chat GPT. Okay, this is not an issue anymore. Okay, because it can really understand code switching text as well. And the application for us to summarize text is also useful in this case. Okay, so NLP is definitely one of, I would say, in recent years, okay, assisted many organizations, even academic institutions, okay, to make their processes even faster, okay, without the need to further process their content. And of course, when you come to image, okay, we are talking about how you process image, okay. For various information, the basic information is of course image recognition and detection. So this areas of AI application, okay, starting from NLP or computer vision, or even the techniques which you have mentioned, all of these they don't stand alone, okay. They are mixed, okay. NLP also uses machine learning, computer vision also uses deep learning, okay. But these are the key things which usually organization or even research, okay, is undertaken based on these components. Okay, just to give a brief overview, the difference between machine learning and deep learning, okay, for those who are new to this area. Okay, if you want to identify a car, okay, whether it is a car or not, what machine learning does is you need to provide it with a set of features, okay, which represents a car, and then it classifies it whether it is a car or it is not a car. Okay, this is how machine learning works. Okay, of course, you have various algorithms which can perform this. And deep learning on the other end, you don't need a human to identify those features. Okay, it learns features by itself. Okay, and it it is more powerful. Okay, and you can see that in application which requires object detection, especially. Okay, so deep learning has been one of the contributing technology in these areas. Okay, so again, machine learning and deep learning. Okay, we have seen the advancement. Okay, initially it started with machine learning. Then when you have complex neural network architecture, okay, with all those models, okay, deep learning has been able to improve those results very much. Okay, and what about generative AI? Okay, so we know that we can make prediction, we can identify objects, okay, we can recognize image, okay, all this is possible with AI. But now, as you have heard, okay, a computer program that can create something new on its own. Okay, this is what all of us or many of us are talking about nowadays and using this technology. And this is known as generative model. Okay, so generative artificial intelligence. Okay, it is able to generate text, okay, image, videos, and even other data types using generative model. Okay, using prompts, like if you are using ChatGPT, you give some prompts and it produces you some results, or even if you are using some image tool, okay, to generate image, you also give some prompt and it generates results. Okay, so generative AI model, it learns pattern and structure of their input training data, and then it creates a new data from the similar characteristics of the training data. Of course, you get a new data coming from the input training data. Okay, so again, when you talk about training data, so nowadays the World Wide Web is the data. Okay, you have all those information, and you can imagine. Okay, it is not more. We are not talking about million; it's even more than billion data is available. So you can imagine how the new data can be generated with lots of training data available. Okay, and you can see here various application of generative AI. Okay, of course, the one which we know is text generation. All of us probably are using ChatGPT or similar application. And image, of course, you want to get your software and even coding. This is also becoming handy nowadays. Okay, with generative AI application, even realistic video generation operation is also available. But again, as we look into this various type of application and its benefit, not to forget that some might misuse. Okay, for example, video creation. They just replace a person with another. Okay, but it resembles the actual person, and we have seen in news, probably if you have read news, okay, many politicians will bring trap in this type of fake videos, or they call it deep fake. And there are also studies, okay, to check whether a given content is fake or it is original content. Okay. And here are some of the application which uses generative AI, okay, from your GPT, okay, given to your DALL-E, okay, for image generation. Okay, there are more. Okay, here are just a few, but probably you can relate this to what you do. Okay, and how it differs again, let's just look at it. You have your AI model. Okay, what is AI all about? The initial, as I discussed earlier, the initial idea of coming with a machine which can perform human tasks. Then you have your machine learning, or even now we can consider deep learning as well. And finally, the technology which we look or use mainly today is the generative AI. Okay, for the purpose again, we started with to have a computer system which can perform human tasks. Okay, and with machine learning, of course, that has even gone a step further to make decision or prediction based on the given information. And for generative AI, not with whatever information we have, okay, we can generate new data. Okay, and the application of this, as we saw in the previous slide, okay, it's really useful in various applications. And for the data interaction, okay, you can use various intelligent system model, okay, to mimic human intelligence. And then for traditional machine learning, okay, the model learned from data, you want to make prediction, either clustering or classification, okay, so that this application, okay, in areas where you have unseen data, okay, this model should be able to make useful prediction. And of course, for generative AI, when you have new data which was not from the actual data set, but having similar characteristic. Okay, this will be useful again for various idea creation. Okay, I believe even with the various tool like we use now, Canva, even the application like you use from your PowerPoint slide presentation design and all this. Okay, you see that generative AI as very useful application. Okay, putting it all together. Okay, putting it all together, we see that how we it's not a standard here we are discussing, but generally everything falls under AI. Okay, we can see as a chronology. Okay, and then we have machine learning coming together, and then improvisation of that is the deep learning models, and then of course now you have generative AI. Although you see from this image, you see generative AI is a small portion within this, but of course, in terms of application wise, now we have lots of application. Okay, so just to summarize again, AI is why we uh, what we have now basically to allow machine to work just as how human act. Okay, and then machine learning to train model if you have enough data. Okay, and deep learning using more complex algorithm based on neural network models, and generative AI to generate new data from unseen uh, data set. Okay, I'll just move on here and let me just skip this. This is basically just the same thing, but only thing as we see in the time frame, you have that more application now is regard to generative AI model. Okay, next for the sharing session today, we look into data analytics in higher learning institution. Okay, if you just search for publication, okay, this is actually coming from publication from Maposa back in 2023, okay, where they did a topic modeling analysis with regards to higher learning education and AI. And you can see, okay, from what has been observed, okay, even for management, okay, for teaching, all the various processes in the university or even learning institution, you see that how data analytics or AI have been already put in place. Okay, for example, okay, to improve the administrative process, okay, you can see that applications such as scheduling, okay, grading, student enrollment, okay, analytics has been found to be very useful. Okay, even in processing admission of student, okay, especially when you receive a large number of application, how you want to select, the student for a particular program. So all this can use, data analytics technique, okay, or processes to is the task of actually the admin staff. And for student, okay, for student learning experience, nowadays we don't use the conventional learning method. Of course, the classroom-based teaching is what we follow, but to support that with approaches such as self instructional material, or we call it the SIM. Okay, nowadays we see that many universities are already offering ODL programs, online distance learning programs, and the platforms which offer this program, okay, they already use these technologies, okay, which can deliver the lesson. Okay, you don't need the instructor to be there. Okay, the instructor can come in off and on, probably for a couple of weeks meeting. But other than that, each time the student logs in into the learning management system, it can guide the student, okay, to go through this content or even the course. And again, for the management, okay, in any learning institution or universities, data analytics have been very useful, okay, for them to decide, okay, what could be the future research direction, for example, and even to identify students who are struggling, okay. All this requires data, and data is already available in most of these student management system, and how we can use this data for the best use is what we should consider. Okay, here just to highlight, okay, again, how data analytics can be used in a higher learning institution. Okay, first let's look at the learning. Okay, once the student engage into their learning management system, okay, so once student engage to a system, all their activities are being captured, okay, and each time they spend time, okay, that your learning management system can track how long students spend time on a particular content, okay, when he or she answers the quiz, okay, what would be the grade like, okay, so there are many more data which is being captured. So all these data can be used to give a personalized learning experience for the student, and then it would be like, an assistant for the student to suggest a new topic, or even a topic which requires more time for the student, and assist basically assist the student to better learn those topics. Okay, this is a concern again, even in my organization, students who are dropping out. Of course, we usually get to know the numbers once the student decide to drop out, and before even we reach that stage, okay, if we can have a system which can tell us that, let's say, this number of students, they are at high risk of dropping out, then we can then study further into the potential reason for the student to come to this stage, and action can be taken along the way. Research, of course, okay, we are here today because of research, okay. Research, it is not just like, sitting in the lab and then producing a result, okay. This research covers a very broad range, okay. It's basically information seeking, okay. We want to gain information, ideas, okay, knowledge, and how we can use this knowledge, okay, in various application, okay. That's what we all do nowadays, okay. And of course, you can name any field, okay. Everything which we do, a simple thing, even in the home, okay, a little bit of research, okay, can give us a solution, okay, to the problem which we are facing. Okay, when come to if universities or high learning institutions, publication is always one of the key components for admin or lecturers or even academics. Okay, so when we have all this data regarding a person conducting research, and he or she has published articles, we have lots of information, even the seminar, the topic which academic staff presents. If we capture all this information, okay, now probably we will know that, okay, my colleague from my department is expert in this particular area, okay, this is the research he does, or probably you'll know a few academic staff from a different department or faculty, okay, or even university. But putting all this information together, okay, if we can analyze, okay, the interest or the expertise, okay, from the work or the published work from this academics, okay, lots of useful information can be extracted, okay. Why? We will know what is the main, the strong area for a particular organization or department, okay, in terms of the research. And of course, that will suggest a future direction of where this research will probably lead us to. Okay. Usually this is not visible to us. Okay. Like I said earlier, we know what we are doing, we know what our colleagues are doing, but as an institute as a whole, okay, probably such analytics will be useful for the top management, particularly trying to improve the research direction of that university. And of course, administrative staff is one of the you know time consuming, I would say. Even academics, sometimes we are involved in administration tasks. So if we have application which we can save our time, of course, that would be very useful. Okay, so again, to summarize here, we have seen not only this, okay, there are various application of data analytics for high learning institution. We learn, we do research, but if we can bring this application to our organization, that be one of the useful things which can be, we ourselves, we can benefit out of them. Okay, here is one application in UTM. Okay, we have student management system data about all our students. Okay, so we can do student profiling. Okay, like I mentioned to you earlier, if there's any risk for a particular student, can always be captured from all this information. And we would also know, basically when we have large number of students, by doing profiling, we know that in which area or skill set they are good at, and then we can give them that or targeted training or crash course for this group of students, so that we support based on their capabilities or their interests. So all this will be useful when we have such information. Okay, so just to share what we have over here. Okay, and then why AI is needed in higher education. Again, as we have already discussed, we know that, okay, this is the data recorded a year back. Okay, but I'm just putting here that in Malaysia, okay, we have a roadmap for AI. It's called Malaysian National AI Roadmap from 2021 to 2025. Okay, it's hope that 60% of the higher education institution or higher learning institution have adapted AI technology, okay, in their learning or even their management of this institute. Okay, that is what we are looking at. And then from a survey, okay, 30%, okay, has already, sorry, 37% institution in Malaysia have already adopted or even integrated AI technologies in their administration or even curriculum. And survey done for students, 65% of students are familiar now with AI. I believe this is again back in 2023. If current data, I believe more. Okay, most of us are aware. Most of our students are already using this. Okay, application. And of course, when you look at the job demand or industry skill set, okay, knowledge in AI is something which industries or organizations are looking at, because most of the application, okay, even not directly related to the operation of the organization, but anything which is related is all linked to AI. So definitely, if I'm going to get a staff in my organization, if my staff is well equipped with AI technologies or skill set, okay, it'd be definitely useful. So these are the numbers which we are looking at, and for Malaysia as a whole, we hope that by 2030, even government agencies or even the private agencies, we hope 70 percent, okay, of those existing universities, okay, that it be public or private, are equipped with AI technologies. Okay, and universities in Malaysia, okay, this is just to share with you the direction of AI and data analytics. I believe it's also the same back in India. Okay, you see that most of the high learning institute, they already have their data analytics or AI center. Okay, like one we have here in Malaysia, University Technology Malaysia has established big data center. Okay, which caters data analytics solution. We have University Malaysia Pahang. Okay, they have established AI and data science center. And University Technology Mara, okay, they have established Institute for Big Data Analytics and AI. So you can see it's just a few. I believe there are many other universities as well in Malaysia. Okay, I don't have the data here, but most of these high learning institution has already established a center which caters data analytics and AI. And I just want to share with all of you all in UTM, okay, the place I work at. We don't have a specific faculty for AI. We have a department which delivers AI programs. But now looking at the demand and like you see the previous slide, the national roadmap for higher learning institution, we will be soon setting up our faculty of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity next year, okay, early next year. And I'm just sharing this to you because this is what the government of Malaysia is expecting from the universities, that most of the universities can provide the skill set, okay, the student skill set from AI technologies. Okay, so I hope with that we have seen that AI, okay, it is not again something which happened last year or recently. It has been there for many, many years, okay, more than 50 years ago, if you look into the history of AI. But today, all of us are talking about AI, okay. All of us are using AI application, okay, by knowing or without knowing, okay. All of us have our mobile phone, and it is most of the application are equipped with AI technologies. Okay, now in university, okay, research is always important to be carried out, okay, for us to gain new information, to improve processes, okay, and then of course to support the community. When we mention about community, okay, we are not just highlighting people per se, okay, it could be industry, okay, it could be organization, it could be the university itself, okay. How our research can impact the community, okay. And here I'm going to share some of the projects from UTM, okay. This project could be similar to what you have already carried out back in your own organization or even in India. But I hope through this sharing session, you'll have some idea what can be done. Basically, although it's a simple application or project, you see that how data analytics and AI is useful and is impactful for different uses. Okay, so let's start with examples. Okay, I've listed 6 examples here. Okay, there are, of course, there are more works being done, but I'll share the 6. And we'll start off the first one on IoT-based flood observatory system. Flood again is a major concern in Malaysia, and for the past few days, I just took this when I searched Google yesterday, last night. And for the past few weeks, Malaysia is going through a hard time. Not only in the northern region or southern, it's actually throughout Malaysia. Okay, even the place where I stay, we are affected by a flood. Okay, this is again something which happens during a certain time of the monsoon period. And if you really look into what's happening over the past years, okay, the occurrence of flood, okay, is not uh, happening in certain countries or location. Is basically happening throughout, even in Australia, okay, China, Europe, okay, you name it. Okay, I believe in India also is also affected by flood. Okay, what can we do? Of course, is caused by heavy downpour and all this. But at least for planning, okay, there could be something which can be done. Okay, and that's what being done here at UTEM. Okay, coming with a IoT system to track. Okay, the rise of water level. Okay, in the river. And if you look at this diagram, it is a simple application. Okay, you can measure the volume of your water using various sensors. Okay, and of course, it will give you data of the level of water. And but when you put into data analytics or even prediction, if you have a collection of data, okay, taken over a year or 2 years or even more, okay, you can roughly get the pattern of this rainfall in those areas. But not only that, okay, we should know that when we produce a certain application, how we can best make use of this application is a key thing here. Okay, for example, in this case, okay, when it rains, you get from let's say we are referring to this system, you get the information about the water level, for example, the volume of rain in for that particular area. But there are other detailed analytics which can be performed. For example, you can measure, for let's say for an hour of rain, what would be the volume or water level, in this particular area. And when you collect this data, okay, if let's say for 1 hour, or half an hour or 1 hour of rain, this area is already flooded, okay, then there could be other reasons which contribute to this. Okay, so you want to know that what caused the flood. Okay, is it due to excess of water to the river? Okay, or is it due to some blockage of drain? There are many factors which contribute to flood, especially when you talk about flash flood. Okay, this is something which is common here, and especially in the cities. Getting the solution for flash flood is always a challenge, okay, because of the construction, development of those areas. But if you can capture detailed information of these areas and the pattern, okay, we can identify where could be the source, of this flash flood, okay, and then further arrangement or action can be taken dedicated to those areas, okay, instead of just telling us that, okay, throughout this year, we know that this area is going to be flooded. Okay, that it is okay. We can give some trigger to the people who live in this area. But as for a solution, there are many more data which can be used, and uh, proper action can be taken based on those data. Okay, so this is one of those projects in UTEM, okay, which captures data, okay, from sensors, and it predicts the possible occurrence of flood in areas. Okay, let us move on to the next project, smart hydrobike. Okay, this is another interesting project. Melaka river, the place where I stay, we have a beautiful river, but at the same time, pollution, okay, is something which is very difficult to avoid because along the river we have communities living nearby, and awareness again, okay, awareness among these communities or people living nearby the river is something which always uh, been highlighted. Okay, how we should look after the river. As all of us know that river is the source, okay, the main source of us for our drinking water or the, or the importance of the river to the nature itself. Okay, let it be the fish, okay, or the other living habitats. Okay, when we faced this issue, there was one idea, okay, how to have a sustainable river using technology. And one of the project was to come up with a smart hydrobike for river cleaning. Okay, this is actually a simple concept, just like how you ride a bicycle on the road. Now is that you ride a bicycle on the river or lake. Okay, it is equipped with a net which can trap all the floating debris on the river, and at the same time, it is also equipped with a IoT module which can collect data, and this data can be useful to give information regarding the areas which is polluted. Okay, for further action to be taken. Okay, I'll just play the video. Okay, so as you have seen from the video, it's an interesting project. We have a couple of students working on this project, and the community nearby, they're very excited. As a leisure, okay, you can use the bike. Okay, at the same time, the purpose of it, okay, to create awareness. That's one of the key things. And using the technology and the analytics is what the research all about. Okay, how we can best make use of this information to better, provide a sustainable environment in our area. Okay, as you have, I'm just putting the features of this IoT system. And of course, more things can be done when we collect data, okay, for various different applications. Okay, putting the best use of this data is where a product stands. Okay, you can have basic information, but like displaying the temperature or humidity, but getting other data to make proper decision making and recommendation is what the advancement of this technology should be. Okay, so this is smart hydrobike. Next, I'll show you a project on halal cert authentication system. So in Malaysia, we have a large population of Muslim. Okay, so halal is one of the key requirement, especially halal food. Okay, and the problem, okay, which is being faced by some of the communities is fake halal certificate. Okay, so meaning they go to a restaurant, they display a certificate which is halal certified, but when checked, it is actually not true. Okay, so same thing on products. Okay, you have this halal logo, but it has been many times being observed that some of the products did not meet the requirement. Okay, or they use the fake logo instead. So the project is basically to encounter these issues, and the idea was to come with a application called TrueScan. Okay, here is coming out with an digital fingerprint. Okay, to detect whether the given product or even the certification of this uh, product providers, they have already obtained this halal certificate. Okay, so you can see that, okay, in a certificate we can embed this. Sorry, just give me a moment. Okay, okay, on this certificate you can embed the halal logo. Okay, and then when being scanned, okay, you can detect, okay, the location, okay, to verify whether this uh, restaurant is within that area where it has been certified. If it's not, for example, if you can make a duplicate copy of your certificate and you open a business elsewhere, yeah, this application can give trigger whether such activity has taken place. Okay, so again, this will be useful for enforcement. Okay, to quickly check and authenticate. Okay, whether it is fake certificate or any misuse of this certificate. Okay, so this is just an example. Okay, if we get the data, there are lots of users. The moment they scan, you can get, data not only in a country but anywhere. Okay, where they use this logo using TrueScan, and this will definitely tells us, okay, where could be the source like, who are the people involved. Okay, so this is a project which has been loving, which UTM has been working with Halal Hub Malaysia, and sorry, and it has been discussed if this application is used. Okay, it can be applied, probably not the public yet, but the officers who deals with the tracking of fake certificate, they can actually use this app. Okay, like other than that, they have, if they rely on complaints, then each time they have received a complaint, that's where they identify certain location. But with this technology, okay, anyone can give information about the whereabout, okay, even the product itself, whether it is suspicious product. So it will give a trigger to these officers or enforcement unit to make action. Okay, I'll move on to another application, IDQ and AI trademark. Okay, this is for protecting IP. So I believe most, even research or any other businesses, IP is something which is needed, very much needed. And a project which UTM has been working on is called IDQ. Okay, it is protect your IP. Okay, in particular copyright and trademark. So copyright or trademark infringement is something which we have heard about. Okay, I have a story to share with you here. This happened in Malaysia uh, many years ago. Okay, this person, okay, filmmaker, she wanted to, propose a story for an advertisement for Chinese New Year. Okay, so she went and presented. Okay, so there are many presenters. So she went and presented the idea for the advertisement for Chinese New Year, and then she was not selected. Okay, but she realized that the next year there was a advertisement for Chinese New Year, which was based on her presentation, and then she went and reported that this organization has taken her idea. However, okay, she went through various stages of cases through court, but she failed. Okay, and she finally gave up. Because the only thing they asked was, "What is the proof that this was your idea?" Okay, so this is the thing. It's just an example, but there are many cases as such. Okay, so the moment you don't have a proof, it's very difficult for you to justify that, especially the idea. So this application is very simple. Okay, you capture your idea, okay, or even your trademark or anything, and you register immediately. Okay, that is this objective of this application all about. Okay, and I'll just go through these processes. Okay, the conventional processes when you submit for copyright or trademark, it will take up to 6 months. Okay, until finally it is being approved. Okay, and this time can be reduced very much. Okay, through this application called IdeaCo. As simple as uploading the document, or even if you take a picture, okay, or your design. Okay, you can quickly submit, okay, through the application, and you can also check if there's any similar application which has been published elsewhere using AI tracker. Okay, AI tracker will basically check the content and then give you some list of similar applications, so you'll know that whether your idea is the unique one, the first one, or the idea was actually being suggested or published by someone else in a different part of the world. Okay, so this is a useful thing which is equipped with this application, the AI Vision or AI Tracker. Okay, and of course, as any other application, your dashboard, okay, is pretty much there. Okay, and the technology like I mentioned before, the tracker based on AI, and the other features such as your digital fingerprint, everything will be there. And using this application, okay, your submission, okay, of idea, if it is published by you, and you can also check if there's any similar or even your own idea is being used or misused by anyone else all over the world. Okay, that is also one of the important features from this application. And of course, other analytics is also available from this application. Like you can even sell your IP and all those things. But this is one of the standard application. And for the trademark, okay, if you want to trademark a design or any visual mark, okay, you can also check whether it is already exists or if there any similar trademark available. And it doesn't just check on the mark itself or visual, it checks further detail into the content, the textual content, and other details is being checked by AI Vision. Okay, so for example, you have a new trademark, you can check all these similarity based on marks, content, visual, textual, even the phonetic of your trademark. Okay, so this will basically simplify or speed up the verification process by the organization or the agency which approves trademarks. Okay, whether such trademark is already available, and then it will reduce the time frame basically. And of course, when you want to check, there are lots of database already available, even from the IP agencies. They have their own database, or even if you want to check the World Wide Web, there are already many images or data available for you to cross-check regarding the content. And here is an example of a trademark which can be checked whether they have already similar trademark registered, okay, whether there's similar content. For example, if you look at number 2 over here, it detects whether okay, by simply putting up this image, it knows that it's coming from a special brand called Dali. Okay, and other similarities is also being captured. Okay, so again, putting in all these details, okay, it will ease the process of identification for possible infringement, or even for us ourselves to check whether our design is already available elsewhere, or similar design is already available elsewhere, so that we can make further adjustment as we need. Okay, so this is just an example for different logos, okay, where you can use this application to check. Okay, so again, when put into businesses, of course, you can increase the number of application. So anyone with the app, they can register. Okay, so you speed up the process basically, and then of course, whichever agency which manages this, they increase their revenue. Of course, this is another thing, and of course, you can decrease your labor costs. Okay. So I think there's a video for this. Let me check. Let me just play this video. Okay, so we have seen, okay, just spare some time. We have 2 more applications for me to share with. So the previous application again, using analytics and AI, we have seen how, we can create application for agency or organization to, ease their process and even generate, their revenue. Okay, there are many other similar industries or businesses, there are many other businesses which is there, and universities probably can play this role. Okay, try to pick up all these processes or businesses and see how data analytics or AI can simplify or even increase their revenue from such analytics. Okay, let me move to the next project on the deep AI. Okay, so this one is regarding generative AI. Okay, how generative AI can be used to assist autistic art kids. Okay, especially autistic kids. Okay, they are talented. Okay, although they have difficulties in learning or even communication, but in Malaysia, I believe also in various other countries. Okay, they have special talent in art. Okay, and you see their art are very unique. Okay, and with their talent, okay, we should know that they should be given opportunity. Okay, all of them will become adult one day, and then they will also need to, live a life just like how we live. So the support is definitely needed. So that's the main motivation of this project. Okay, let me just quickly share with you regarding autism. Okay, uh, I'm just highlighting this is that because I've been with these kids, and they are amazing. Okay, it's just that the awareness is not there when we discuss with many people out there. So I hope that by sharing this session, something can be done for this community, and it will be great, okay, to see their talent as well. Okay. So it's not speaking about a small number. There are many children affected with autism disease. Okay, but we should know that it's not should not be considered as a disability. It's a different ability. Okay, autism, and they have differences in communication behavior. Okay, but and you see that this could be repetitive behavior mostly, and not to forget that even it is challenging, we see that if they are guided or given opportunity, they can become a very great person and achieve great things in life. Okay, so these are some of the people, all of us know Albert Einstein, okay, Bill Gates, okay, Michelangelo, Sir Isaac Newton, okay, Satoshi, and even Elon Musk. Okay, these are all great people with great achievement. Okay, with autism. And again, they should not be left out. Okay, but they can also be a very important contributing member to our community as a whole. Okay, and from the previous slide, you have seen that all those great people have achieved great things, and we have also benefited from what they have contributed to the society as well. Okay, so coming back to this project, okay, we know that most of these kids have talent, okay, and they have unique style. Okay, we have seen here many of their arts are very unique, and using their unique way of producing art. Okay, that's what all this project about. Okay, generative AI. Okay, we use generative AI to create a new art based on their style of drawing or painting. Okay, that's all. The major or the main idea from this project. So we want to assist them, okay, to generate more artworks. Okay, at the same time, they can also improve their art. Okay, so here is an example. You see the input image on your left, okay, on the top left, and then on your picture below the style. For example, they are art style. And when you merge this, you get a new image using the style which they have provided. Okay, here is another example. An input image could be any picture which you take, and then you combine with their style, and you get a new art. Okay, based on the style which have been produced. Okay, so there are many more. Okay, there are many more applications as such. So here is an example of student. Okay, so when you look at this person, he has a problem in learning, but it's art. Okay, probably is abstract for us. Okay, it just looks like a dot, right? Most of it. But when you merge with an image, it becomes a interesting art. Okay, and when he sees this, okay, he was very happy to see that, oh, something has been created from his style, and he is eager, to produce more different art. So eventually, we don't want AI to take over. Actually, we want these students to upgrade their skill on it to produce more art so that, they can improve from time to time. Okay, there are many more examples. Okay, so just here a few. Even this is another student, okay, from Ipoh Perak from Malaysia. Yes, style of producing art, it is the doodle art. It can be also used as a style to produce a different art. And here is Kirtandro. Okay, he's already I think 30 this year. He has problem communicating. Okay, but he's very hardworking. He produced lots of beautiful arts, and his unique style can produce even greater art like what you see in this example. And some of even this art has been sold, okay, to hotels and different companies, and then they are willing to support that. So you see how we can use these technologies to assist them. Okay? So not only to mention autism, even any other student with learning difficulties or any issues, okay, such technologies, if can be put in good use, it will definitely benefit them. Okay, so yeah, just examples. And of course, more things can be done if you want to market your product, like printing it on the mark and putting it on sale and so on. Okay, so even in hotel, this is a hotel in Langkawi, Malaysia. They have also pick up on their art and put it on their hotel. Okay, so there's different opportunities for them, okay, to make income from their art. And finally, okay, I have another 7 minutes. Let me complete my last example here. Okay, the application here, okay, or the study here is on transforming food waste into energy. Okay, let me just share this video first. Okay, so I believe this is a very big concern, okay, not only here in Malaysia, this is a global concern, okay, regarding the food which is being wasted, okay, and when you look at this figure here, 1.3 billion tons a year, okay, it is not a laughing matter, okay, this is a reality. And we know one side of the world, people are starving, okay, and there's another side of the world, food is being wasted. So we can even ask our own self, okay, when we take a meal, how much food is wasted at our home. When we look at our bin, how much of food is being thrown away. Okay, so we can think about it, and all this come to awareness. Okay, why this is an issue? Okay, so before that, you can look at this chart here. Okay, on the study in Southeast Asia. Okay, Malaysia is also high. Okay, sitting at top 4 over there, food wasted per capita. And why this is being highlighted in this study is regarding the connection between food waste and climate change. Okay, I quickly go through this. Okay, so the global food system accounts up to 30% of greenhouse, okay, GHS, okay, greenhouse gas emission, okay, and food waste is part of this, okay. So again, the carbon footprint of food waste, okay, is like, it's contributing to the CO2, like which contributes to our climate change actually, okay, and we are feeling the heat already, okay, what's happening now. Okay, and you can see here that if food waste to a country, it would be the world's third largest emitter of CO2. Okay, so again, this is it's a concern. Okay, and how can we transform food waste into energy is the study all about. Okay, because whatever waste which we take away from our home or even from industry is all going to the landfill, most of it. Okay, if it is not being reused. Okay, so when it goes to landfill, the methane and all this will contribute to the greenhouse em- emission gas. Okay, so this is what uh, being taken into consideration, that we can actually change food waste into a useful product. In this case, we can generate energy, okay, through various processes. And one of the process here is pyrolysis, okay, to produce biochar. Okay, so why biochar is useful? Okay, it is various application. One of the common application is for soil improvement. Okay, the content of biochar, and to lock the carbon in the soil. This is another main reason why biochar is needed, very much needed. And of course, through this process of producing biochar, you can use or get renewable energy source. Okay, and if you look at biochar production process, okay, pyrolysis process is being used. Uh, and in this process, okay, one of some of the key parameters include temperature, okay, residence time, even the property of the feedstock. In this case, the food waste, sorry, is all being captured. Okay, and we can use these parameters, okay, to predict the production of biochar. So this is where AI or data analytics come into place. Okay, so the parameters which influence this process, okay, is very much need to be studied. Why? Okay, once you can have an effective prediction model, then you can better manage the food waste. Okay, and of course for resource optimization and ultimately to minimize environmental impact. Okay, so this is again highlighting back how biochar is useful to tackle climate change. Okay, because it locks the carbon in the soil. Okay, and then of course with this, okay, we basically reduce our carbon footprint from our own food waste. Okay, that's where we see the potential of this study or research. Okay, besides of its basic application, we can actually really reduce the carbon footprint. Okay, so that's very much the end of my presentation. I have just like a minute. So as the topic of today, applying AI and data analytics, uh, connecting research with community impact, I believe that moving forward, all of us, okay, we could also look into community impact, but not to forget the environmental impact as well. Okay, so I was just thinking of this when I went through this presentation slide. So we need to give some. We all need to address some issue with regards to our environmental concern. Okay, well, one of the key things now which is being a major concern is the climate change. So whatever we do, we need to put environmental impact. So whatever we do, make sure that doesn't only produce good results, but make sure it doesn't impact our environment. Thank you very much again for the time given.
Thank you, sir, for a well informative and inspiring session. I would request the participants, if anyone has any queries, you may raise your hand so that we can unmute you and you can address your queries. Participants, you are again requested to address your queries.
Sir, I have one query, right, regarding the research initiatives. I mean, here many researchers will be there in this domain. So, if they want to apply for any research work or research collaboration in the Malaysia University, so what is the process, or are there any vacancies or any scope for research with collaborative research?
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Yes, definitely we welcome collaboration. You know, usually what we have is we can have, you can just contact us, okay, and any of the researchers from Malaysia, okay, by just communicating with them through emails. And research collaboration could kickstart from there itself to, the contact to the researcher or the academic staff. But if as an organization, if two organizations, let's say two universities, one from India and another from Malaysia, you would like to collaborate, the process starts with a MOU. Okay, usually MOU is a agreement signed by these two institutes saying that they wish to collaborate in certain area of study or collaboration or projects. And from there, okay, it'll be easier because there is a proper engagement which the university is aware of. And through this collaboration, there could be, student exchange, and even staff exchange, mobility programs, and other types of collaboration, which is pretty much first carried out back in India. We very much welcome those kind of collaboration or projects which we can work together.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any
Yeah,
other
most welcome.
queries from any other participants? You can please raise your hands, or else we'll go for the vote of thanks. Shubhadeep, sir, please continue.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your informative session. I would like to invite the co-convener of the FDP, Dr. Satyabrata Sinha, for his power impact vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening, sir. On behalf of the organizers of this 6 days online FDP on AI and quantum computing, the future of intelligent systems, it is my distinct honor to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Yogan Jayakumar, sir, Associate Professor, University Technical, Malaysia, Melaka, for his enlightening session on applying AI and data analytics during the first session of the third day. Dr. Kumar sir has your profound insights into the intersection of artificial intelligence and data analytics have truly illuminated the transformative potential of these technologies. Your presentation not only highlighted innovative methodologies, but also bridged the gap between theoretical concepts and real-world applications, making the session both engaging and thought-provoking. We are also very grateful for the time and effort you have invested in sharing your knowledge with us. And your contribution has significantly enriched this program and left a lasting impression on all the participants. And once again, thank you, Dr. Yogan Jayakumar, sir, for gracing us with your presence and sharing your expertise. We look forward
Thank you,
to
sir.
your collaborations. And thank you for giving this information about this exchange program as well. And we are hoping for future collaborations as well from your side. Thank you, sir.
Most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the session.
Thank you, sir.
Shubhadeep, sir, please continue. A guest
Yeah.
is already
Uh,
arrived.
I think one query we have from Mr. Sagar. Mr. Sagar?
No, no, he is our resource person. He has joined already,
Okay,
so
okay,
it's not.
okay,
You can go ahead.
fine. So the next session is on intelligent app development leveraging generative AI. Our speaker is Mr. Vidyasagar Tejo Murtula, the principal architect, Gelis Healthcare. He's also the former TCS employee, having 20 years of enormous experience. So I would like to invite Dr. Papia Datta ma'am, the convener of our FDP, to just say a few words about Mr. Vidyasagar Tejamurtala. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Uh, First of all, I'd like to welcome Mr. Vidyasagar Tejamurthala, sir. It's very nice that you have given us this session. And Mr. Vidyasagar Tejamurthala is an accomplished senior principal architect with extensive involvement in both the academic and professional technology communities. His leadership roles includes management committee member of the Computer Society of India CSI Hyderabad chapter, member of the International Conference on Distributed Technologies ICDT, Federation of Telangana Chamber of Commerce and Industry, member of Board of Studies at multiple educational institutions like Vardhaman College of Engineering, MVSR Engineering College, and Board of Studies for the Minor Degree College in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning at MESR. He is also an executive member of the Internet Society of Hyderabad. There is also senior member of IEEE Hyderabad and member of the IEEE Advisory Committee 2023. Held key positions within IEEE as chair of the Student Activity Committee in Hyderabad and chair of the Computer Society in Hyderabad. In addition to his academic and professional work, Mr. Teja Murtala is also a blogger, speaker, mentor, and has interest in naturism and farming. This diverse set of roles highlights his deep engagement with the tech community, academia, and a balanced life of personal and professional growth. Welcome, sir. Please continue the session. Yes. So you can on your video also for yes, we'll take some pictures.
Okay, sure, madam. Just let me know if you are able to. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible and visible both.
Okay. Good evening. I know it's a very long marathon sessions might be going on. So, yeah, my name is Vidyasagar. Currently working as a senior principal architect for Jellis, which is one of the US-based healthcare financial organization. Today, I would like to walk you through the most important and future aspect development. Let me, before I share my screen, the way you have seen in the market, how it is navigating right now is we have seen an era because we are all in the faculty, you know how the market has shaped in last 10 years. We started with our journeys with way back 15 years back with all hardcore languages. It could be Java, Oracle. Then slowly from 2005 onwards, we have seen the more impact of .NET. Then we have seen more programming languages came, and we have seen wide varieties within the .NET, Visual Studio, then Java, then SQL Server. And if you see that predominantly from 2000, somewhere 15 and 16, we have seen more cloud in the picture. So we started moving the applications from on-premise to cloud, and most of the companies started adopting the cloud. And at the same time, what we have seen the market experiencing more lightweight versions, not the heavy versions. That's how you have seen the the new scripting languages could be Angular, Node, React, Python, and more lightweight frameworks. Because when you see any Visual Studio or Java, they are heavy framework components. So you need a lot of supporting files, libraries, and all to be supported. But if you see the current kind of implementation that is happening. It's more lightweight frameworks and lot of extensions you want, you just go and get it. You don't need to install everything on the day one, whether you need it or not. So the way of programming has been changed, and that is one aspect. The another aspect uh, is more about uh, the intelligent applications. What we call next 5 years, the market, what you will see more on the intelligent applications. What the way we are developing the traditional applications will not be there anymore. So we could see more uh, intense way of working on uh, the applications which are more faster to develop and easy to access and easy to understand. So the bigger challenge when so many frameworks have come for any um, developer is uh, how I can develop a rapid development. Can I go through all these? I just close my thing so that I can share my screen. Uh, okay. Hope you are all able to see my screen. So primarily, when we talk about rapid application development, the faster that we wanted to, move to the market. If you take healthcare, financial, banking, or wherever you see, the time for any product development to reach to the market is hardly, less than a quarter, because you have to come up with new ideas, new thoughts, and you have to rush with more enhancements to your product. Especially you see these kind of rapid development in the area of direct consumer services. If I take an example like Rapido or Uber or Ola, uh, you will find more varieties of payment options. You will find more varieties of route options, more discounts, more services. So in every month as a customer, you will experience all these are rapid new additions to the same application. And how fast it is happening? Definitely, it's not possible to go and search and develop the code one by one. So that's where the new paradigm came, which is Copilot. When I say Copilot, we have to understand the main context of Copilot is it is your pair programmer. Co-pilot is nothing but just imagine on the plane you have someone beside you, not like you have to just sleep and he'll keep on navigating. No, that's not the definition of co-pilot. Co-pilot is someone is your pair programmer. He will help you. He will guide you. He will suggest you, and he will be a complementary to your programming, to your pilot. So that's the idea of Copilot. So I've been practicing this for quite some time and educating my teams in my company, of course, outside, how we have to use this GenAI programming. And this is very essential, especially the faculty and students in the college, because almost every organization has adopted GenAI. There are so many co-pilots are coming up. It is not just GitHub Copilot. Of course, I have taken this for today's as the main top among all the co-pilots what we see. But if you see the Microsoft GitHub as a combination came with GitHub Copilot, then you have Google Gemini, then Amazon has Code Whisperer, then everyone has their own co-pilots. And even you may also develop certain co-pilots based on your college, which gives more information or which helps your students based on your own data. Uh, so what we see some of the co-pilots, uh, let's say mainly in banking sector, if you take, you have a lot of doubts on the banking things, and you have to develop a lot of discounts for your customers. You wanted to design new policies, so you have petabytes of data. Then if you think, okay, hey, this month I wanted to calculate the best interest rate and revise the rates to my customers who have the house loan. So how do I calculate? And further, you don't go to the market, right? As a bank, you have the information, you know your bank history, you have the bank data, all your customers' data, you know more about what kind of loans your customers are taking more. So based on that data, by keying the data, you will design your own copilot that, okay, this is an input I'll give, and this is the logic my copilot has to do. So on a broader note, the co-pilots are leveraging the OpenAI technology, and after that, either they'll go and just grab in the general market, or they'll go and get into your own database and they will design it. Uh, this is just snapshot of me. You can scan it or browse it. After that, I'll share this with Papia madam, uh, and I'll put more my details on LinkedIn. Uh, so moving forward, what you see the market today, uh, the industries, the adoption of the industries, we could see many of the industries are using heavily Copilot, because this is a fundamental area where you are going to develop your application. And most of the web developments are happening in any of the industry. Then comes the mobile app development, and third and fourth, the data science and machine learning. You will find obviously the less number. The reason because uh, I would say the reason being that the usage that goes in this area, because they are very uh, complex applications, standard areas. Not everywhere you find that can go in with the help of GenAI. Then you have to build your organization, as well as you have to protect your organization. Uh, so when you see the next, as per Gartner, the strategic trends, technology trends that will go is uh, mostly you will have the platform engineering. So when I say platform engineering, AI augmented development, it is more about the different platforms that we wanted to develop. It's not like everything you will develop from the scratch. You take retail or banking or e-commerce. E-commerce is the best example. You can see there is a lot of automated platforms have been developed, because the 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 commerce business like Amazon and other Flipkart or anything, any the commerce websites. Then the next trend that is coming around is industry cloud platforms. When I say industry cloud platforms, it's more about financial or health. Uh, so if you have to, let's say you have to build an ecosystem, you have to build an hospital which has the diagnostics, which has outpatient system, inpatient system, its own medical dispensary. Then if, if you have to develop such system, it will take not less than 2 years. And if you see the history, almost every diagnostic center you will find in any city, they'll go and just buy a standalone software uh, for a very limited amount for 1 year subscription or so. But after 1 year, if you see, you don't find those medical records and all. But today, a lot of SaaS-based industry cloud platforms are coming. For example, TrueCare is one of the example I would say. Uh, they'll completely manage the entire hospital management system, which is a based platform. That's what you'll find more industry cloud platforms do come. And intelligent applications, that's what I exactly mentioned. You want some quick tips like ChatGPT, which is an example of intelligent application. So someone needs to give you the right information uh, in just a few prompts, then you are more happy with that. Uh, and eventually, uh, we go more with sustainable technology. We talk about 5G, 6G, or whatever is coming, green implementations, green energy implementation. This is going a big way because we are consuming a lot of data and we have billions of operations are happening. So even those areas, we need less time to implement more sophisticated solutions. And the last, what we talk about, the more cyber security. Like today, uh, how we are going to develop the solutions. Because if you go back and see a decade back, our development was more uh, human centric. Then I used to develop the code. Then someone used to.
Sir, I think your slides are not visible. Once check, sir. Screen is not shared probably.
1 second, 1 second. Uh, yeah, just let me know if it is visible.
Yes, now it is visible. Slideshow mode is required.
Okay. So I wanted to show you a few things. Uh, Okay, one of the example I was giving about this, you see the Drew Care, what they take, they manage hospitals, clinics, pharmacies and laboratories, and their presence, if they talk about, yeah, this is what I wanted to see. So the way they show how many customers, 10 million health records they are managing, 40 plus services they are giving, all this is a SaaS based services, whatever this organization is giving. So whenever you got a new customer, whenever you got a new service, they have to immediately plug in those services in their platform. This is one of the best example for the industry health cloud. So if you have an hospital, you wanted to have all your the entire hospital management just to be lifted within no time, then these kind of companies are coming and they are providing the solution. So going forward, if we go with such things, uh, the most important criteria for us is design to the code, the tools, and what kind of coding assistant that we require, because you have the code which goes into thousands of lines, then you need someone, your peer, to sit and review, then the human intervention will take a lot of time. So right from code creation, code review, code validation, uh, test cases generation, then the functional requirements, everything you need to go by a proper uh, proper pair programmer who can help you. So that's the main crux why this the concept of GenAI has come. Uh, so when you see next 36 months, next 3 years, I would say this is what will happen. You go by altruism, then democratized generative AI. These are all the market industry words. Don't take too much attention on those words. Then the augmented reality, the augmented way we will develop, and finally the target will be more on the intelligent application. Okay, so the policies, the rules that we define to these programming languages, they will go without any much change, but the supporting environments will come more. I'll show you some of the examples you will understand. So definitely, uh, I take the three trends uh, currently software development. One is how I can leverage the platform. Should I use Java, Node.js, Angular, what kind of use? And the second most aspect is in the current scenario, the security, uh, and that's the reason we see a lot of uh, cyber attacks and threats. It is not like earlier web applications, you just design and develop an application and you don't need to really worry about the security. That's not the case now, because you have a lot of APIs integration. We have to use a lot of microservices, and we have to use services from the external companies, and a lot of outside third party tools we need to integrate. So if we take all these things, it's not so easy to develop any application in-house from the scratch. That is another major, challenge that uh, the companies are facing. And on top of it, having developers with that good amount of uh, coding standards or development standards, uh, taking care of security, engineering, and everything in place, it's very, very tough. So that's the reason why Janai has emerged in the market, which will reduce definitely the time of coding, the time of review, and uh, and the time to implement all the security aspects. So if we see it a whole, we can do the code faster by taking good suggestions and from this is another area that I would say you will be probably uh, looking at, will be witnessing new roles that industry is looking. Earlier, you were seeing the people, okay, from my college, I have 100 students who are good in the Python programming, another 100 Java, Node.js, React, or SQL. What is the kind of role that they are going to play is more, more important in the cloud industry? Because when somebody comes, we we would expect someone to be very good in the Terraform or Ansible or Puppet. Someone should know the cloud concepts. Some of the engineers could be lead in the networking area, compute area, storage area, and most importantly, now the new uh, roles that industry is looking at a junior level itself is someone who can who have very good prompting knowledge, like who can prompt the GenAI tools and who can generate. I'll show you some of the prompting techniques here, and then we have to build the code fast. We have to test the code. That means we can't just expect to write uh, 300, 400 test cases, and that again time consuming. We have to literally create a lot of uh, uh, time savings in that area. And always the struggle, if you see any of the product companies or service companies, the most struggle area is the documentation. The documentation, the process, the architectural guidelines. You know what happens whenever we start something, always we focus more on the code. But it's very hard to see if someone goes almost middle of the ocean and he has developed a lot of the code and the other things who have to understand his code, why he has written those logics, what is the purpose of that. And by the time you will not see a lot of a decent documentation on the code because we always run for outcome. This is a reality in the industry. Wherever you go, you will always find a challenge that you don't find a decent documentation on what you have written, why you have written, what is the logic behind that. You don't normally get that kind of thing. So these are, while deploying, these are all challenges to us. So overall, if I see, these are the some of the common challenges. Uh, Adopting new technology is always a challenge. Like I'm working on Python. Let's say I don't know Python. I work most on .NET. But suddenly I have to. I don't need to do a coding, but I have to tell my team who got a new project on Python, and I have to know that they are writing Python in a proper way. Uh, so at a senior architect level, adopting new technology is some of the common challenges that I could see in developers. Then you got code that was written by someone else. So you need to understand the code. You need to add some more functionality to that. Then how do you generate the unit test cases? I'll give some different examples like how a what normally we see. Okay, in a college we have given a project, then it is which is being shared with 6 people. You put 2 people on the Node.js, 2 people on backend React, and another 2 people on SQL. What we say, okay, this is done. They'll go and do some mini project, but we need to consider the whole team. You need to have a uh, front end, back end, then you need to have a good number of testers also who can actually create different kinds of test cases. And of course, you need to have, I would say, in current scenario, probably all the academic institutes have to focus more to produce more cyber security engineers, because you take any of the application or you take any of the company, cyber security has become a separate department. It is not like one or two people who used to take care of security. Nowadays, any of the organization, the most important vital team is uh, cyber security. So they need a lot of people uh, who continuously watch the URLs, the web application URLs, short URLs, long URLs, firewalls, the ports, the network connectivity, for all the applications that are hosted in the product. They'll keep on watching. They'll find any vulnerabilities. They have to quickly act on that. When those guys have to write certain scripts to manage the environments. And of course, the most important area is the cloud, how you are going to manage the public cloud in all the aspects, the monitoring, the administration, and if you find any anomalies, how you file the things, and those are assigned to the developers and how they solve it. So GitHub is one which is a joint one by Microsoft and GitHub, and they developed the Copilot. GitHub is still as a separate company. Their job is to more, I would say, they focus more on the GitHub and new features of the GitHub, while Copilot is a joint development by Microsoft. And currently, this Copilot is supporting 5 different types of IDEs, which are integrated development environment for Visual Studio Code as well as Visual Studio. And for Python, of course, you can develop Python using Visual Studio. Then Azure Data Studio, which is the client version of Azure, through which you will connect to the any of the Azure SQL and in IaaS, PaaS mode. And they're expanding this IDE to more other platforms as well as so that all types of programs can this Copilot. And how it is going to help a junior engineer is he can quickly write the programming. He can generate his own unit test cases. He can work on different technologies, and he can provide a good coding with minimal errors or even zero errors. So when compared to seniors, the idea of this GenAI programming is not. Some people say, oh, people they don't know coding or they're not good coders. That's why these GenAI tools are coming. And then there's the threat to the developers. No, that's absolutely not. Yes, that could be a threat if you are not good intelligent to know how to use it. So for seniors, they can save at least 20-25% of their daily work by leveraging GenAI, and that time they can leverage for their new business ideas, to develop some R&D work, and for their personal growth. So if you save the time, that time you can leverage for any good cause, right? So that's the first advantage for seniors, and they can focus more on architectural design patterns and how they can simplify the complex problem solving technique, complex problems, and how we can ensure the 100% code quality assurance. That's the advantage to the senior engineers. So having said that, the first thing that all you have to see what Copilot can provide is, I'll show some of the demos and then I'll go into the hands-on as well as. The first thing is, let us see if you have a GitHub access. All you need to have is github.com. So you need to have, I log in here with my GitHub, and you can have your own GitHub, yeah, user account. And then if you don't have a Copilot, it will show you your Copilot. So understand one thing, Copilot you need to procure from GitHub, and then you have to use Copilot in the idea of the IDEs that are available in the market, which accept, which have a GitHub Copilot extension. Okay, that is a fundamental thing. So this is your Copilot, and it says GitHub Copilot individual is active for your account. So I have an active Copilot individual subscription I have. So if I say what is my active subscription, uh, so it will take me to what all I wanted to know because I have an active subscription. And you wanted to know how to use the GitHub Copilot, then from here it will take you to the nice documentation. What are the best practices and what you have to do. I'll just quote some of the example prompts. Uh, so these are the some of the, when I say prompts, what kind of questions that you can ask. Documentation. Okay, what are the some of the the major assignments that we do? I'll go with a small to big. Uh, Industries with legacy applications, what you can see, uh, Java to Python, or some old PCL queries uh, to SQL, they'll move. And then some any legacy code you have, and you will move that code to either latest one, Angular or Node.js or React.js. These are some of the migrations that will happen. Then what happens is you have on-premise apps. Some way back 10, 15 years ago, your applications will be on the ASP.NET, ASP, not even .NET. You have applications on ASP. From there, you wanted to move to ASP.NET. Then some people say, uh, okay, those languages are old. I wanted to completely re-engineer my applications, re-engineering apps. And then you may want to move from one platform to another. What I mentioned in the top, Java to Pythons, let's say. You can say this is the one I wanted to. So the kind of different, scenarios that we are getting. Then you have PostgreSQL, SQL, and you might be using SQL. Then you say, okay, SQL is overcast to me. I wanted to move to Postgres or vice versa. Different things do happen. Then most, uh, what I'd say, all on-premise applications. You wanted to move to cloud. So when you move the applications to cloud, then you have different options. Like I want to add, yeah, only infra. IaaS, what I say. IaaS is just lift and shift. You have one server, one application at offshore. You have one application in Windows Server, another application in, sorry, you have application in Windows Server, database in another Windows Server. Both just you wanted to move to cloud. So you'll buy two more servers in the cloud. You will just move the on application to the one server, database to another server, which is IaaS. But you say, it's going by more pass mode. I don't want to have, I have small databases, 10 databases I have. Why to buy 10 boxes in Azure? I wanted to go by only one database server and put all these databases there. Then you go by PaaS, which is what do you say, Azure SQL, or you can go AWS RDS. In the RDS, you can go by SQL or Postgres, so which is a PaaS service. Okay. So the way we choose applications in the cloud, and when you go by this, you have the .NET application in the on-premise. But if you say this .NET application, I wanted to go by PaaS, you need to use Azure App Service, okay, or you use yeah, you have to use Azure App Service and then host this application. Then the whole syntax will change. And for that, you need to establish the cloud platform. The cloud platform you need to establish, which is you need to have uh, Azure account, then a network, then subnet, then NSGs, IP addresses, then firewalls, ports, all you need to establish in the cloud. And then you have to move your application as a PaaS service on the cloud, as a PaaS app. So all this we need to build from the scratch. And it's always, these environments are so volatile. Like you will keep on every week or at least every month you will keep on, there a lot of changes are coming. Uh, the rules will change and you want some immediate mechanism to spin up these environments. You can't just go. So this is where you'll say, we want Terraform developers. Okay. The most important thing is compute, storage, network. These are the main top three components of the cloud. So you need developers in all these areas. So for you, the biggest challenge is how someone comes here and he have just good knowledge on the compute, but how he can quickly generate the Terraform scripts and he can spin up the machines, he can spin up the dev boxes or WVDs. How these all things will happen is always a big question. So first and foremost is we got this GitHub. So I have a Copilot license with me with which I can go. Then the second thing is I need a platform. So I need a platform where I have to. So here what I have done is, okay, I choose Visual Studio Code. So again, what is Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio 2022 or 2023, whatever it comes. So what Microsoft has done is Visual Studio Code is a simple platform where it's a lightweight platform. You can develop the applications, which is a free to the developers in the market. Now, when you go to Visual Studio, the version earlier, all companies and even you want to do at home, you need to buy Visual Studio this 2022. But if you see this Visual Studio, of course, I don't work much on this today here. I just wanted to show you the difference because these are the two IDs with which you can leverage Copilot. So here, if you go for an option, create new project, you'll get so many varieties. I would say at least. So these are the different categories what you get, and if you say you can see ASP.NET libraries, Razor, then you'll have Blazor. You wanted to develop any Azure functions that also you can get. Then any specific mobile apps. Let's say if I say, will I get any mobile? Okay, web apps you will get, which are lightweight web applications you will get, and so you have at least almost 30 to 40 different varieties of projects that you will have, and if you are not looking into such a vast library of applications, even you will get React.js, AngularJS, you will get direct projects. Okay, so this particular IDE has so many varieties of, at least I would say 50 plus varieties of projects. That's why you have to go with the licensed version. Whereas if you go for Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code, which you can go with a new window. It has, I just already opened it. So this is a free one to install. And when you go to Visual Studio, you have to have a new file. Okay, you can open a file, open a folder, or open a page. These are anyway, but here you have an option. New file. When you select a new file, it will ask you whether it is a Python, Jupyter, or .NET project. So these are the three supporting files here. Of course, you can have a text file also. So these are the comments. Okay. Now, how? Okay, I have taken in GitHub Copilot and integrate the Copilot here. So the first thing was you have to go to accounts. You need to sign in. When you have a Visual Studio, you need to sign in, and you have to sign in with your Copilot. So it will give you okay sign in, and I signed in with my account. So before you sign in, the one idea what you have to see is that now the Visual Studio by default shows only 2-3 varieties of files, the default files. But I wanted to work on, let us say, uh, I wanted to work on Azure Resource, an extension which will manage my Azure Resource. I have to install those extensions. If I have to work on a Docker, I have to install Docker, or I have to develop a web app, just like I mentioned, which I can open using Azure Web App Service. So these are the different things. And if I have to create an Azure database from Visual Studio, I can go by that. There is one more also. Yeah. Let me open this one also. This is Azure Data Studio, another IDE where I can use Copilot, but I have to see if I can integrate all this right away. So I have a new connection. I have to go for a new query. Then you can see here again. I'll get my account over here. I have to open the account and give my okay. I just added my account and I'm coming back to Data Studio. Okay, close. And then let me. Okay. Okay, this is my account. I have a subscription. You can see pay as you go. This is my Azure subscription. Okay. Now what I see is I have to create a database here in Azure. I have to create a SQL database here. Then that SQL database I can connect from Azure Data Studio. And even before that, yeah, I'll okay, I'll go to this later. First, let me show you the Visual Studio. Okay, so these are the extensions. What I can from here also I can create database. You can see I'm already there for Azure database. I can use it. All I need to know is how I can use it. With this, okay. So in these extensions, once you have Visual Studio, what you need to see these are the GitHub extensions you need to install. One is the Copilot, which is your AI programmer. The second one is GitHub Copilot chart. These are the two you have to install. Now, once you install this, and go by new file, Python, and you see it says Control I to ask GitHub Copilot to do something. Then here you have I can type here, and also I have another one, ask Copilot, where you are going to ask Copilot. Okay. Now let us see. Let's say control. Generate code for user ID and password verification Okay, first I'll start with a good example. Generate code for what do you say? Bubble sort algorithm using Python. Okay, so I go with initially simple programming so that you will all aware of what exactly it is doing. Yes. So here is my code is there. You can check the code, and if you see, okay, this logic is correct, you can accept it or you can discard it. Okay. Now I'm saying accept. So the same thing. Okay, I wanted to now run this. See. Okay, I have bubbles. Okay, my bubble sort algorithm is ready, and if I wanted to run this, yes. Sorted array, I have given 64, 34, 25, whatever I have given, it just started and gave me the result. Now what I want is, I will select this. You have an option. You have a copilot here. Okay. Now what I selected is add selection to the chart. So you can see right side, I got the chart. I'll select this again. Copilot, I have an option, generate tests. Okay. So what it will do is, for this, how many varieties of test cases I can generate? Okay, so I'm saying generate test. Okay, done. It generated test for me. So this is your second thing. Now I'll select this. See, it created different test scenarios. So if you see, the first one is sorted array self. Okay, the second one is you have only empty array. Okay, so when you take bubble sort, how this algorithm works with a proper array of elements, how it works with an empty array, and how it works with a single element array. And you have 5 elements here. You have another 5 in some reverse way. So now I'll select this and I'll run. See, all the 5 test cases it run in just less than 0.001 second. But now the point here is, I haven't seen what is the result, how it comes. Okay. So I haven't seen how the result comes. So now I'll go with ask Copilot. Okay. Can you place, first let us say, I don't understand what is a bubble set. Okay. Can you explain the code selected and place proper comments? So this is what I'm saying. Prompting is very, very essential. The way you prompt it, it will give you. If your prompting is not good, then it will give vague answers. So I'm saying I'm regenerating this code, and I don't understand what is the logic of bubble sort, why people use bubble sort. So I wanted to understand bubble sort, and wherever it is there. Okay, you see here you don't have any comments, right? Definition test, and everything. But here, if you say it was writing each one line code. So what I can say, I can replace with this. Okay, and now let me run again. Again, I got 5 test cases. Now, what is the advantage here is define a test case, use test case. Then, so it has given few code lines. Okay, now I'm saying this logic as I'm not able to understand. So still I don't understand the logic of the code. So it tries to give me more detailed way. And but what I want is um, include result, display result, um, modify code, and display result for each test case. So because it was just saying run 5 test case in 0.001 second, I don't understand. I wanted to have some result at the end of each. So you have a bubble sort, self assert equal, then after that nothing is coming. So usually what happens? You would expect a kind of print statement, but I don't know what is a print command in Python. So I'm just trying to put some query to it. Okay, now I got it. Okay, so I'll select this. I'll modify it and say, you see, you got all the result. Already sorted array, empty array, sorted array. So this is how we have to use. And there are different commands that you need to, suppose you have to see all these commands we should understand. They're all self-explanatory. There's nothing much uh, confusion in that. But if you have to work with you wanted to create, okay. Now I say workspace, and then I say um, what I say, generate uh, generate a boilerplate code for online ticket booking system using Visual Studio Code and create solution in a folder. So I'm trying to generate the complete code from the bottom, which is it will develop the complete solution, not just like this one or two, methods and files. And I'm asking you put everything and put in a solution folder. Okay. Okay, it is just asking. That's fine. Okay. Because I haven't configured the okay. Now it is doing. So create a new folder for your project, set up virtual environment, install Flask, create the following folder structure. So it will give you the folder structure also. Online ticket booking, what is my folder structure? So if somebody who doesn't know how to architect this whole solution, you don't need to worry about it. It will say what is your init, root, template, static, how you have to run. Then it will give each and every, okay, what code you have to write in init Python file. Okay. And it will give you the templates, index HTML, run py, run the application, everything. So that's how it will create the structure. And all you have to do is you need to create a folder, online ticket booking, then CD. In fact, um, let's go with a new file. Like in say generate for uh, password validation using Python. Okay, accept. So if you see this, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types it has given. But what I wanted to say, I wanted to generate this. or I wanted to ask, uh, can you add, oh no, please add, please um, can you provide the any other conditions? Can you provide any other conditions those were missing in the selected code? So it has given, if not A to Z password, small letters, capital letters between 0 to 9, and the last one is the ABCD. So it is considering your password must have all these four. And any other one is missing, then it says, okay, fine. It is not a proper password. This is a very standard code it has given. But now I was asking, what is that something that you missed out here, which I wanted to know. Then you see, no spaces allowed. And initially this condition was not here. This is exactly what we want in intelligent way of application. Now I'll copy this. I'll copy this and I'll put this. So see how many new cases have come. Initially small letter, capital letter, number, special character. Now it is considering it for space. So initially if your password has any space, it will accept. It will validate. Now it will not validate. Similarly, any repeated characters. Repeated characters, it has given see some of the common passwords. Check for common passwords. Okay. Now I say generate tests. So I'm asking it to generate uh, test cases. Okay. Here let me, if it is not prompting, generate test cases for the selected code. So I'm asking to generate the test cases because I don't know how many varieties I can generate the test cases for it. Maybe if I'm poor in validating, or if I'm poor in writing some of the test cases, or I may miss some of the test cases, then there is every possibility for someone to hack the code and who can penetrate into this. Okay, now I got uh, okay, again I'll say okay, we got this one right. Let us see. Then we say, okay, these are the new. See the check length, check for lower letter, upper letter, digit, special character, spaces, everything. Now what I'm asking is, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 we got. Now I'll ask another one. Can you include positive, negative, and edge test cases for the selected code? So often we miss these three areas: positive, negative, edge test cases. Most of the time we miss. These are the the culprit points through which the hackers get into the thing, because that is where a developer is not the god, or he cannot include all the test cases in his way. So those things is a big number. Okay, so I got the list. Okay, you can see this. Okay, let me put. if I put in another file, see the other one, what you see, length, lower uppercase, digit, special character and all. But now when I ask for positive test cases, that's where you have a valid password. Then you have minimum length. So if you don't have minimum length, it will fail. Then what are the negative test cases? Short passwords, not acceptable, lowercase, no uppercase, no digit. So if a tester writes 10 or 50, 10 test cases initially, then if you go and ask, it will generate more, another five, it will generate another five. And then finally, it gives you the exhaustive list of, test cases. That's the beauty of the way you have to ask this, Gen AI. And if I take one example, okay, now we are talking about all developers. You can say, okay, that's fine. Uh, I have got code from somebody else. How I am going to use this? So if I say how you are going to explain the code, that's what I am asking. Hey, today I am going to show you a few scenarios on Copilot. So for this, I need to have a GitHub Copilot license. I need to install two Python file which has a console based contact management system. And now I'm trying to understand exactly what is this code, because I just got this code and I wanted to first understand before I work on this code. So I go to chat and let me select the complete code. So I'm asking to GitHub Copilot chat, can you explain the functionality of the code? So I'm just trigger it, and now GitHub Copilot is trying to walk through the complete code, and it is generating the functionality. What exactly this application? So it's generating now. Okay, it's almost done. Let me go up and check. So an empty dictionary contact is initialized to store contact names and their corresponding phone number. So this is a contact management system. Then I have different methods, display contact, and then what exactly happening in the main loop. Whenever you get a new contact, it checks whether the entered name and phone number is already there in the contact dictionary. So it's a very self-explanatory. I can just understand what exactly this code is all about. So before I go further and try to do uh, some code changes and all. So this is good for new developers because most of the time they get the main repo, mono repo, and which will have a lot of pipelines, code and all, and we will ask to go and make some code changes, but they don't know exactly what is this code is all about, what is the functionality. So uh, this is one of the best use case for the junior developers, new developers, who has to primarily understand the legacy code. So this is one example where it will give me. So another one for Scrum Masters, because the most important area nowadays is you have the functionality, then how a Scrum Master will understand, and or you got some code, and I don't know what is that code, and I have to understand from the code what is the functionality and how many story points have come, what is the exact thing. So that is where how this is useful for the Scrum Masters. Now the same contact management. Can you provide user stories uh, to implement contact management application? So what are all different functionality that I need to implement? So it is showing the add contact, delete, save, how to handle, how to do error handling. So I'm going to copy and all. I'm going to paste here. So you can see all the user stories are created, because if someone doesn't know how to create, and it also uh, you know has created the even it will create the required code, but I'm deleting right now. Let's have okay, so I have these features: add contact, delete contact. Now what I'm going to ask is, I will select this code, then I'll come here and I'll say workspace, can you implement the functionality, can you implement the features, the selected features, can you implement the code in Python for selected text. So because you are asking to implement a code based on the selected thing, it will implement the code. Okay, so you can copy the code and put it in another table. So you can copy the code and go here and add one more contacts.py, and you can put the code here. So your code is ready along with error handling and everything. Suppose we have another requirement. Again, we are selecting the same functionality. Okay, and we can say again, can you uh, provide the test boundary values for the selected content, or yeah, so this helps. If you see while writing the code, what are the boundaries that we need to consider, and all these details again, this will give to us. So this we can keep as a reference in the while testing the application, like the search query, what are the coding standards or what are the boundary values that we need to create, so that we can take it here. Okay, so that's how we can this is useful to the developers, not only to the developers, even the SMEs, the scrum masters, everyone can use this. So one more thing, if I select let's say I'm selecting this for a scrum master. Okay, these are the 4 story points. um, can you estimate the time to implement the selected features? Okay, so we are asking what is the estimated time. So it will crawl all the past history, millions of the information that is available. So you can see the implementation 6 hours, testing 3 hours, total 9 hours. So the selected code that we need to implement, what is the max time it will take. So this is how even a scrum master can create the stories. He can understand, he can judge the timelines, and so this is helpful for scrum masters, subject matter experts, developers, QA engineers. Copilot is just your buddy, your mentor and guidance. So this is how we have to leverage the new Gen AI technologies. Okay, that's all I wanted to show, how you can leverage Gen AI, because if I keep on adding and playing with the code, then we can generate a lot of different files, and you can develop Visual Studio, Java, whatever code that we want to develop, and we have to leverage. So just I'm counting the time because I know it's lengthy sessions are happening. Uh, I don't know if you are super excited with this, but I am excited to use GenAI to develop intelligent applications. Anyone has any queries? We have another 5-10 minutes time. I can take up those questions. Yeah.
Participants, if you are having any queries, please raise your hands. Yeah, Shubhadev sir, please continue.
Yeah. Thank you, Vidyasagar sir, for your informative and enriching session on intelligent app development leveraging generative AI. So we have come to the end of this day 3 of our ATAL FDP. So good evening, everyone, again. On behalf of the organizing committee and participants of this 6 days online national level ATAL development faculty development program on AI and quantum computing, the future of intelligent systems. It is my privilege to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Vidyasagar Tejamurtula, the principal architect at Zelis Healthcare, for his insightful session on intelligent app development leveraging generative AI. Mr. Tejamurtula, sir, your session was really a remarkable blend of technical depth and practical relevance. Your ability to demystify complex concepts surrounding generative AI and its application in the intelligent app development was truly commendable. The examples and use cases you shared not only demonstrated the transformative potential of tools like Copilot, but also inspired us to think creatively about integrating these technologies into our own work. We are confident that the knowledgeable and insights gained from your session will empower us to explore these technologies further and implement them effectively in our respective fields. We greatly appreciate the time and effort you dedicated to this session and the value it has added to our learning journey. Once again, thank you, sir, for sharing your expertise with us and for making this session both impactful as well as memorable. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all participants. Let's meet tomorrow again for continuing this FDP of day 4. So, till then, stay tuned. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tejamurtala sir. And thank you all the participants. Good night.